The purpose of this lesson is to give a brief overview of several more aspects of what to expect as a GISS. The objective of this lesson is to learn about what your daily routine and schedule will be based on the planning cycle, a quick overview of product basics like purpose and audience, and demobilization. The GISS position is in the planning section. This is the planning cycle, also known as the planning P. You eat, sleep, and live by the planning cycle because there are times associated with each piece, and that means deadlines for products. You must have the incident action plan map done in time so it can be printed and included in the incident action plan. You must have the briefing map done in time for the operational period briefing. Those two primary maps and several others are dynamic, updated often, and part of a big cycle. That top portion of the P. I will go over a few basics of those two maps shortly. What else is important to the GISS workflow in addition to the times associated with the planning cycle? Once you've established your workspace and gotten many of your questions answered, and you know about the planning P, it's time to get to work. Follow the GISS standards, the NWCG standards for geospatial operations, also known as GeoOps for short, and the NWCG GISS workflow. Build folders using the standard file structure and naming convention in GeoOps. Follow the GISS workflow for data preparation, editing, and map product creation. Although it shouldn't happen often and only when directed by the CITL, make sure you document any deviations from GeoOps or the GISS workflow for full understanding by another GISS. It's the firefighters who are your customers, through the overhead team and leadership positions and through products created for them directly. Map products are critical for planning, tactical operations, safety, and communications. Your products will likely be both hard copy and digital for use on mobile devices. You'll learn to become adaptable to the needs of the fire staff and the overhead team and provide the products that they need to do their jobs. The CITL will help you do that. A firefighter's day starts at briefing. The briefing may be at 5 a.m. Your day could start earlier than 5 a.m. or later than 5 a.m. If you can, make sure you attend a briefing. It's very important that you understand how the people see and use your products. A briefing may be the first or only instance where your products are shown and used by some personnel. You may get to hear comments firsthand about the maps too, that something's not quite right, or you can pick up some information on what needs to be improved. Some maps are created for smaller audiences and some for larger. A briefing map is for a large audience. A briefing may be from a stage and the map displayed, printed, or projected 3 or 4 panels wide. The briefing may be in a whole stadium full of people or a large field. They've got to be able to see your briefing map from the front all the way to the back. Briefing maps are very basic maps and often lack aesthetics. They're not necessarily pretty maps. Basic is always better for clear communication. You never know who's going to be briefing from your map, so simplicity is key. The IAP map. The IAP map is included as part of the Incident Action Plan. The IAPN map is handed out at the briefings and needs to be a very clear map of the perimeter and surroundings. Here's an example of an IAP map. IAP map products could be both hard copy and digital. Be prepared to post a QR code on your map for use in Avenza on a mobile device. As mentioned, the Planning P has times associated with it. Coordinate with the situation unit leader on what these times are and what products are needed when. Identify time for data management and cleanup. This 6-hour time frame is one possible example of that. the window between operations going out into the field and coming back in from the field. Look at the planning cycle and identify when the planning meeting is, and find out from your CITL what products will be needed. Like attending the briefing, you may ask your CITL if you can attend a planning meeting. It's a good opportunity to understand how your situation unit map is used. The planning cycle drives your work, but several things may throw the planning P off schedule or just make it more challenging. Dignitaries commonly drop by on incidents. It is always important to remain flexible. 1600 to 2200 is a common time for data from firefighters to come into you so you can finish incident data editing before map creation time. If you have a night shift, then the planning cycle includes getting the maps ready for the night operational period. Allowing for enough time for plotting is critical since it should include travel time to or from the plotter if it's not on site. And plotters run out of ink, paper, and may have technical issues, so adding extra time for unexpected plotting issues is always a smart idea. Also, part of the job suppressing a fire is cleaning up the suppression damage. Be prepared to work just as hard and as many hours creating suppression repair maps as you would supporting fire suppression operations. Before you know it, your 14 days of assignment will be over, but you can't leave until you officially check out. Talk with your situation unit leader about the process and if there's a checkout sheet. This will make sure you complete everything you need before leaving. Usually the last people on your checkout sheet to meet with are the finance people. Make sure you are patient and nice when you meet with finance, because after all, they're the ones that are going to show your time. Double check your recorded time. Don't just sign the bottom without doing that. To review, this lesson covered what your daily routine and schedule will be based on the planning cycle. A quick overview of product basics like purpose and audience and demobilization.